What's up, everybody? It's your favorite nerd, the buff nerd, J-Stogs. Let's go. And it is the premiere, the debut of the Buff Nerd Podcast, where we talk and live all things nerd. I'm so glad that you joined in with me. For those that are hitting me up here live on YouTube, of course, Facebook, and we will have this brought up on your favorite podcast platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon, and all those other places. But hey, there's no big game for those that are looking for him. He don't really do the nerd life. This is where I live. This is where you live, and I'm so excited and happy that you're here with me. We're going to get into a lot of different things tonight, so just hang tight, hang tough. It's going to be fun. We may have some people jump in. If not, that's all good. But you can always hit us up in the chat. I'll make sure that I have that up. All right. Because I always love to see what you got to say. A lot of times you're wrong, and I love telling you that you're wrong because it's just a thing. And it's all right if you're wrong because you need to be corrected. That's what we're here for. Okay. So, again, welcome to the Buff Nerd Podcast. Let's get into it. Like we talked about, or actually that was in the description, the penguin just wrapped. As far as the show itself, it had 8 great episodes. If you're not aware, the penguin takes place after the Batman um movie that came out in 2022. Let me just say this about Robert Pattinson as Batman. Not a bad Batman. Not a bad Batman. Not the worst. We all know who the worst were. We don't have to drudge up their names. They know they were the worst. They've admitted as such. But Robert Pattinson and the Batman, and again, let's take this into account. We're talking about Batman year 2. Okay, so this is a very early, very young Batman, not sure what he's doing, still trying to figure things out, right? But I liked it. I personally liked it. I think it was a good representation of Batman year 2. It's a grittier Batman, so that's definitely a good thing to see. So yeah, I enjoyed it, really liked it. The Penguin takes place right after the Batman movie, right? So Gotham is flooded. You still see parts of the city that are still trying to recover, and here you have Oswald Potts. Let me tell you something. Russell Crowe. If you didn't know that was Russell Crowe, they did such a fantastic job in the makeup. They should win an Emmy. They should win an Academy Award. They should have won an Academy Award for the costuming in the Batman just for him alone. But in this show, you don't even know. I mean, it's amazing. It's impeccable. He does such a great job, and the cast is so good as well. When you have, like I said, Russell Crowe playing the Penguin, when you have I wrote the names down because a lot of these people you hadn't really seen before, like Christian Mialotti as Sophia Falcone. Man, fantastic. I mean, she's crazy, but she's just like so sinister. It's fantastic. Deirdre O'Connell as Francis Potts, or I'm sorry, Francis Cobb, Oswald's mother. Man, she like plays it to the hilt. Awesome job there. And then Ryder Allen. So this is Ryder Allen is the young Oswald Cobb. I keep saying Potts. Oswald Cobb. This guy, that young man, fantastic. Again, this is a show that the DCU should be very proud of, and this is the jump off. Here's the crazy part, and this is why the DCU gets crap from me. Okay. And if you don't know, for all you DCU fanboys out there, fangirls, come with it. The chat is open. You can hit me up. I don't care because this is true. At one point in time, they actually stated that this show, The Penguin, was not going to be inclusive of the Batman with Robert Pattinson. They're like, I don't know. It's not really, It's kind of, yeah, maybe. After they saw the success of the Penguin, now all of a sudden it's, you know what? Maybe we should tie this into the Batman, and maybe we should bring that back, and maybe we should involve this as a canon, or maybe this is a jumping off point. Okay, look, there were rumors of Robert Pattinson coming and reprising his roles as the Batman in the show. And eventually, again, if you haven't seen it, you need to go see it. I'm going to spoil it so you can go ahead and just watch it, binge it like over the weekend, and then come back and watch this. But make sure you do come and watch it. Um, but at the end, you see the bat signal. You're like, okay, okay, we're tying this back in, and there is going to be a season two, which they absolutely need to have. Because again, this is a show that is so good. DC has a propensity, for those who don't know what that means, they do a good job, or they tend to do something. They have a propensity of making good shows, especially with their animation. It's the movies where they're trash. The movies are garbage. The DCU is just so bad, right? It's siloed. You don't know who's what or what's going on. It's very disconnected. And then the writing is just not good. Now you have Zack Snyder. Um, I'm sorry, you have Gunn, who's now there. We'll see the Gunn universe. We'll see what happens. I'm not holding my breath because I don't want to die that way. But to be honest with you, it may be better. It may not. They need to include the Penguin. This is a good show. The twists and turns that you have in the Penguin. Again, at the end, I don't want to spoil that part, because when it comes to you, you root for this guy, and then he turns around and he just makes you not root for him again. Such a good show and good writing. All the twists and turns that you need to have in here. This is the show that you need. 8 episodes, so it's not very long. Uh, a little bit over an hour a piece. Um, this is the show you need. This is the show that DCU needs to jump off from, which is weird to say because you have a lot of great characters, but for whatever reason, the DCU just can't seem to get it right with them. So go watch The Penguin. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I watched several of the episodes over again because it was so good. Which leads me into the MCU. Okay, someone's gonna have to help me understand what's going on with it. I thought I knew, like, there seemed to be a pathway. Okay, maybe it was going down. Yeah, it was going down. We all know that. Fifth phase was just it was just a mess. The way it began, the way it's been going, and the fact that Marvel and Disney just said, you know what, 3 movies a year. That's all we're doing, just 3 movies a year. That doesn't mean they're going to put out crap shows, but 3 movies a year, that's all they're going to do. Um, but with the MCU, Wolverine and Deadpool, phenomenal movie. It was a phenomenal movie. Does it bring MCU back? Absolutely not. Does it bring Marvel back? Absolutely not. It does not, but it's such a great movie. Okay, so fast forward, what's next after Deadpool and Wolverine? Well, now we have all these shows. And I'm gonna tell you what, none of these really excited me. There's a few that I liked. X-Men 97, great. This is where again the DC is way better than Marvel. Their animation is better. But X-Men 97 was nice. It was good. It was fun. It brought you back to that time frame when I was growing up and watching this as a teenager in 97 X-Men. Hey, I watched that X-Men. It was a form of that X-Men and I loved it. It brought back a lot of memories. A lot of the writing was kind of rushed towards the end. Um, and I don't know why. They could have definitely stretched it out, but yeah, X-Men 97 was really good. I really enjoyed it. Um, so okay, fine. You have that, but then Marvel comes back and they double down on Agatha all along. Now, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, and if you've watched this, let me know. I will eventually watch it because I've heard there are tie-ins here. Um, yeah, I just don't want to because it doesn't seem like a good show. It just doesn't. Um, and if it follows anything like uh the Wanda show, yeah, Wanda and Vision, I'm good with that. WandaVision, I'm good. I'm good with all of that. They can keep it. I really am. Um, I did enjoy Echo. Echo was a good show. Um, you got to saw Kingpin, um, and even some other parts in there where you see Hawkeye. Again, this was a good show. I enjoyed Echo. Echo was a good show. I thought it was really good. Um, Now here's something that I just saw as I'm going through the Marvel deal, right? Shows and comics, because I do have I subscribe to the Marvel Unlimited. Again, it's not a plug, it's just what I do. But they have a show called Hit Monkey. And this is the second season that actually came out this past July, if I'm not mistaken. Someone's gonna have to help me with this. I'm gonna go back and watch this and see what this is about. But Hit Monkey, it's a monkey that's a hitman and is voiced by Jason Sudeikis, who's his partner, who makes a deal with the devil to come back. It's alive. I don't know. This just seems really, even for comics, this is just I don't get it. It's Hit Monkey, Hit Monkey. Instead of Hitman, it's a Hit Monkey. Um, I'll watch it when I'm bored or there's no one in the house, and there's absolutely like this is a summer show, and that's probably why it premiered in July. But it's a summer show because there are no sports on, um, but there are conventions and things like that going on. So maybe I don't know, just on a ride somewhere. But I'll check it out. I probably first couple of episodes, and we'll see what's going on with that. Um, Speaking of, one of the things I did see that is debuting December 22nd, I'm excited for this. What If season 3? So, if you're not familiar with What If takes different Marvel characters and puts them in different situations to say, hey, what if um instead Mardu, I say Mardu, instead of getting Star Lord, he picks up he goes to Wakanda, picks up the wrong kid, if you will, right? And he picks up T'Challa, and now he's Star Lord. It's like okay, it's different, but then they start to tie it back into the multiverse, which a lot of people don't like, and I get that because the multiverse is just an easy way to bring in new canons to say, oh no, well that happened there, but we're going to do it this way here. Yeah, that's just it's lazy. It's what it is. The multiverse is lazy. Okay, it allows you to bring in new canons or different canons that just don't make sense. Okay, or the canon you had made sense or didn't make sense. Now you just want to rewrite it. So you just say, "Oh, that was a multiverse. That was a Earth, whatever," and you keep going. Um, but this season looks really good, except for two things. Well, I say except for at the end of the trailer that's out, and you can watch it on marvel.com or YouTube, wherever it's out. Um, Everything looks okay until there's an Avenger Gundam. And this is where you lose me. An Avenger Gundam. Ah. And I love Gundam. Do not get me wrong. Gundam is one of my favorite series. I can watch just about every Gundam except for Gundam W. That's not my thing. I can't do it. But Blood Orphan, um, let's see, Gundam, the original Gundam. I mean, you name it, I'm in. Zords, I'm in. robots and people inside of them forming, I'm in for it. But this stretch. And then at the end, you have Storm. So now who's wielding Mjolnir, and she's the goddess of thunder. So I'm my interest is peaked. I'm sure that's towards the end of What If season 3. So they're gonna make me watch the whole thing. So yeah, I'm in for it. They got my attention. I'll be there. I'll be watching all of it because it is Marvel, and I'm a Marvel fanboy, as you can tell. So, but I need them to do better. Speaking of doing better, Denzel Washington has become like a nerd's dream. So tomorrow, you can actually sneak peek, sneak preview, whatever you want to call it, Gladiator 2. Now, I'm supposed to go. I wanted to go watch this tomorrow when it came out with my crew, the nerd crew. But as it stands, I'm going to be on a podcast with a guy who's a former defensive lineman, Big Game James. So I'm excited about that. And we'll talk sports, of course. We're going to talk Aaron douche Dodgers, definitely Cowboys because hey, it's America's team. But we're going to be talking all things sports on Big Game Sports Buzz tomorrow, 9 o'clock here at BGSE Network. But Denzel Washington in Gladiator 2, he's like the consummate actor. So seeing him in that, I am excited for it. I think we've all been yearning for, hey, what's the follow-on to this? What happened after he died, in Marcus Aurelius in what happened? So now we're going to see that, hey, this is actually a follow-on to that movie. And so I'm very excited to see what happens here in Gladiator 2. And now that you have Denzel Washington in the role that he's playing, it's going to be amazing. He also announced, and casually as they say, was that he's going to be in Black Panther 3. I have mixed emotions about this, about Black Panther 3. Number one, Shuri is supposed to reprise the role as the Black Panther. Now, look, let me make sure I say this as calmly as I can. I have no issues with Shuri being, or a female being, Black Panther. But I want Black Panther to be Black Panther. I need T'Challa. I need Prince T'Challa to be Black Panther. Okay, you introduced him at the end in the post-credit scene. It's Prince T'Challa. Hey, he's growing up a little bit. Make him a teenager. You can age him up. It's movie magic, right? We get it. Age him up to be a teenager. Trying to figure out how to be Black Panther. Shuri can still help him. That's fine. But I just, and I don't see what role that he would play as far as Denzel Washington, because let's see, if T'Challa has passed and his father has passed, and his uncle is passed, who's left? who's bringing up the mantle? Like, no, I'm the Black Panther now. Come on, let's get real. I'm excited to see what happens. Ryan Coogler has always done a great job with Denzel, especially in The Equalizer. I can't believe he's going to be 70 when he plays this role. That's going to be insane. But I'm here for it. I am definitely here for all of that. August 6th, 2025. I read this and it just came out about 5 days ago. There's going to be an animated series. It's supposed to be 4 episodes called Eyes of Wakanda. Why am I excited about this? Because, well, I mean, it talks about Wakanda. Let's start there. But it's going to be set throughout throughout history along the sacred timeline where you have warriors from Wakanda will go and find um, vibranium artifacts that were either stolen, really they were stolen, and they're going to go get them in this action adventure type deal. So yeah, I'm totally all in on that, and I want to see this because I think this is going to be fantastic. Looking to see who's going to be voicing this series, but it's just been dropped as far as when or what it is, and so I'm very excited for that. Again, August 6th, 2025 is when it's supposed to hit. So I'll definitely be keeping my ear to the ground to see what happens there. Um, what else we got going on, man? Let's see. Yeah, vibranium artifacts. So at this point, hey, we just asked the question: what you watching right now? Superman and Lois. It's in its final season. I didn't get the memo about it because I always thought, well, Superman is kind of lame. This is a show that's really good. I'm in the first season. Superman and Lois have gotten married. They have teenage boys, about 14. Um, and so he and Lois are trying to figure out, um, life as parents of teenage boys. And some may be getting powers, some may not. So again, I haven't seen the last season. I've just been hearing great things about Superman and Lois the last season, because now they're going to reset everything. So here's what I don't like about the show, though. Okay, so when he's like Clark, he's regular, but when he's wearing the Superman suit, he's like super buff. Like, dude, Christopher Reeves was the best Superman. You can put in the chat, best Superman, who you got? To me, it's Christopher Reeves. Why? Because Christopher Reeves, yes, granted, all he had to do is just, swoop up the curly Q and put on his glasses, and now he's Clark Kent. But physically, he looked the exact same. He was the same when he was Clark. He was still tall, broad shoulders. And when he was Superman, he was tall and broad shoulders with the curly Q, no glasses. And they couldn't tell. It's the craziest thing to me. But anyway, that's all it took. But yeah, Superman and Lois, really good. Arcane season 2 is out. I haven't started it yet, but I've seen Arcane season 1. It was phenomenal. The artwork in this anime is awesome, and it is dubbed as English, so it's going to be. So hey, there you go. It's really good. So I can't wait to see that. I actually probably will start Arcane season 2 tonight. Decadence. Now, this is something that it's kind of a older. I say older. It's been out, I think, a couple of years. Fully dubbed. Great, great, great. It's kind of confusing at first because it talks about humanity basically bombing itself, and AI said, "Hey, we're going to take over, and we're going to help humans be better." So they made them cyborgs. So you have brains that are put inside cyborgs, and AI says, "Hey, you know what? Nope, you're not good." And it's like you're playing a video game, and so it's good. It's good. Decadence, that's a good one you should watch. Shangri-La Frontier has been one that I've thoroughly enjoyed. Um, I always kind of like the gaming ones that are out there, or that have some type of game theme. They're pretty good. Also playing in theaters right now, and I think it's a short run. Um, let's see, Blue Lock was there. Soccer one. I have to watch that. Spy Family is always a good one to watch. Um, but yeah, that's kind of what's going on right now, and what to watch. Again, make sure that you hit me up. Grandizer, what's good, man? Yeah, solo today. Like I said, this is Buff Nerd Podcast, brother. We just doing all the things that we do here. Your theater reviews. You know what, man? Look, I'm gonna tell you what. My theater reviews, as far as theaters I like Cinemark. They got the Max deal going. The other one that I like, I used to like Studio Movie Grill, but I think they've kind of gone down over the years, man. Flicks Brew House is nice. Good food there. I think a lot of people actually just go to Flicks just to eat, and then they happen to watch a movie. So that's definitely one you can go check out if you have it around you. But I think the big thing, let's see, I went and watched went to Look Theaters. Nah. They serve popcorn in like a aluminum bowl, like a yeah, and it's not stadium seating. So we were sitting in the back and there were people like tall and you couldn't see the screen. I was like, this is trash. So I'm trying to think what we watched there. I don't even remember what we watched. It was so bad. The theater was not good. We never went there. We're never going back there again. But I'm always big on stadium seating and the chairs, comfy chairs. So I like that. Theaters are cold now, so make sure you bring a blanket. That's the way it goes, man. Just make sure you bring a blanket. Um, Trying to think of the best movies that I've seen thus far lately. I can't really, like I said, Deadpool, Red Wolverine. That was probably the best one I've seen this year that I can think of that I've said, yeah, that's a good one. I take that back. Transformers 1. If you haven't seen Transformers 1 and you're a Transformer person, go watch that. It's one of my nerd buddies, Pratt, said this, and he's very true in this. He said it's a love letter to the Transformer fan. Okay. It's definitely that. Transformer 1 is that movie. It will take you back and give you a real good synopsis. It kind of reminds you of the Transformers 84 when that came out, when that cartoon movie came out. So awesome, so good. Definitely watch that. Um, I know, and as the year comes to an end, it gets a little closer to January. We're definitely going to talk about Captain America, the new Captain America, um, and Thunderbolts. The new trailer is out. I don't know how I feel about it because it is what it is. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna watch it in theaters. I'm telling you that I will. So before you tell me I'm trash, just whatever. I'm gonna watch it. Just like I watch all the DC movies. The problem is the DC movies are just bad. But I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful. For the new Superman, the Batman won't be part of the DCU. Oh, how about this? Joker 2. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about Joker 2? Um, 'Cause Joker 2 was trash. Love the cartoon Transformer movie that came out in the 80s. A lot of great voices that are no longer with us. Man, Unicron, yes, sir. Totally agree. Um, so was it Christopher Pratt voiced Prime in this one, Optimus. It was different to hear the voice that you normally would associate it with it, but it worked. It worked. The voices here worked. Um, there were some that were, just kind of iconic, like Starscream and stuff like that. But yeah, to hear Prime without the Prime voice, it was still good. Uh, Look, Orson Welles, if he look, I think he at one point um he was asked to do like the alphabet or read Mary Had a Little Lamb or something like that. Dude, there's certain voices in this world that no one can touch it. Orson Welles is one, James Earl Jones is another. Um, and my brain is fried right now. Um, but of course, the one that voiced Optimus Prime, um, Mark Hamill is another voice. Now you may say, Jay, you're crazy. Buff nerd, you're out of your mind. No, I'm not. Because if you've ever watched Batman the animated series, the voice of the Joker is voiced by Mark Hamill. Yes, Luke Skywalker, the same guy. Um, Totally iconic. Nobody can touch it forever. So yeah, he's absolutely love it. And he's voiced other stuff too. You have James Earl Jones. He can read off the ingredients to a paint can and his Emmy. And man, and his story is amazing to Grandizer with, the fact that he stuttered from Mississippi, really didn't talk, um, and then came to be that, so it's definitely really, really cool. Another tidbit of history about James Earl Jones is that he's actually was in a movie with his father. Um, so they both share that credit. And so that's super cool to me. Kind of like LeBron and Bronny, maybe. I don't know, kind of. But no, I'm super excited. I heard that there's going to be another Transformers 2. Um, so kind of see how that leads out, but that's going to be really good stuff as far as that's concerned. But hopefully MCU they get it together with Captain America, because I'm gonna bring it back. Hopefully they get it back together with Captain America. It looks pretty good. So January will be here before we know it. Of course, we're going to, you know, critique it harshly as we always do. James Earl Jones in the Conan movies, the Snake King, that cult man, creepy chili. Yes, yes, yes. I can only watch so much Conan though. Conan the Barbarian. Like I can watch it and then I have to put it down for like decades. You know what's crazy though, Randizer? Um, Scarface is kind of the same way for me. Like it was good, but I can't watch Scarface anymore. I can't watch it today as a grown person. Like that's ridiculous. That's just insane. That's ridiculous. I can't do it. We say why? What does it do that? What does it do that? Why? What does it do that? I don't know. It's overplayed. Um, Maybe so. It's overplayed, but I think it just, you know what? It doesn't hold. Um, it doesn't hold. It doesn't hold up at this point. It's and I don't know if it's overplayed, but it's just one of those things where you're like, mm, you know, and maybe you just know more now. Um, when you watch it, you're just like, oh, okay, I'll just keep going. Like I said, there are some movies. Yeah, exactly, exactly. You can poke holes through just naturally. Yeah, like come on, he's you're telling me you turn up a TV and it's louder than a chainsaw and a man screaming. I just can't. I just can't do it. It just doesn't work for me. And you got a whole table of cocaine. I mean, it's but here's the other thing though. John Wick kind of plays the same way, right? Um, hey, this guy just goes around killing people and no one really cares or is trying to get him except for, these people or that. I don't know. I think you hit the nail on the head though, man. You know what I'm saying? It's if I read you right, then I deal with Godzilla movies. I was just disappointed with the 2010s and so on. And don't get me started, Godzilla minus one. Okay, you see how I scratched my head there. Ah, the newest Godzilla movies, I have to look at it from a standpoint of okay, it's for entertainment. Um, Godzilla Kong versus Kong, Godzilla minus one. Yeah. Nah, nah. I watch it, but it's like I just don't. There's nothing I can't put my finger on it, Grandizer. But I don't want to watch it again. It's a movie I don't want to watch again. Like Wakanda Forever. I watched it, but I don't have to watch it again. I don't ever have to watch it again. And I try not to be a guy that holds up history versus entertainment. There's just something that can't be, there's just some things that cannot be ignored. And that's one of them, sir. No, you're exactly correct. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. And Godzilla minus one. Well, I think Kong is okay though. Kong is not bad. Um, Not as bad as Godzilla. Godzilla versus Kong, that's a push, but you no. You say if I was 5 years old, yeah, I'd like it. I'm adult now, sorry, but not sorry. I want to really be entertained. Producers don't be like producers don't be lazy. Yeah, Kong was good. Kong was good. And I did enjoy that. And I think it's because there's still a story inside of the action and adventure. Like, oh, that's neat. Okay, center of the earth. Okay. Different take. All right, I'm in. But as far as whatever else was going on, um, like I said, with that, no. Here's another question though I have for you, Grandizer. Planet of the Apes, the latest one, or even yeah, the latest one. I haven't seen it, and I don't feel like I need to see it. I think that's the other part. Like I don't feel like I need to see it, and I should want to see it, right? But after the first one, I've had no desire. The second one was okay, but this last one, I just nah. I don't have to see it. I don't have to see it. I don't have to see Planet of the Apes. Um, and there's just I'll tell you what was good though. That and here's something else that I actually am going to watch this weekend. Dune. Dune 2 was great. Dune 1 was very slow. I slept through most of it the first time and the second time. I finally got through it the third time. Dune 2 was fantastic. Dune Prophecy, new show that is based, of course, on the movie, is let's see, it's already premiered. It came out this past Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I am very excited to go see that to watch that. So I'll be watching Dune Prophecy. So that's another good show. Hopefully, if it follows kind of the same premise and has the same pace. That's the problem I have with these shows. The pacing is horrible. Um, Acolyte, that was a show that was supposed to be good, and it wasn't because, well, there's a lot of things that was wrong with it. Not only pacing, but writing. It just was so far fetched. It was just so bad. But yeah, Acolyte was a show that should have been good. I watched it all the way through, just waiting, and it was right on the edge, and then it just pulled back, and so now it's canceled. So that won't be coming back. So that's good. Um, let's see what else is out there. Yeah, it's just not that much that I can say. What happened to to Invincible? Invincible. I was watching Invincible. I just kind of fell off of that. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it finished. I don't know if I finished it or I just walked away and said, I'll watch something else. The Watchmen, they have a animated movie out that's good. Um, yeah, really enjoyed that. You should watch it if you can. Um, that's a good one. And Watchmen are always good. It's a good comic. Um, so I'm waiting to see that. The sequel to that. I haven't seen Infinite Earths part 2 or 3. I know it's out, but I gotta see that. Infinite Crisis part 1 was really good. Um, Planet of the Apes, I grew up with the 60s movies and then the 70s TV show. Love that. Then I was like first in line to see 2000s movie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I haven't seen any of the planet. Yeah, I get that. Like I said, the first one I didn't mind. That was the one with Mark Wahlberg. And I think it follows that same right. Um, two was two was okay. This one I haven't. I just have no desire um, at all, and it's so sad because again the writing is just isn't there. Um, we're starting to see a lot of remakes of old stuff, line for line, scene for scene, and we're just waiting for new things, right? And the superhero genre has become so saturated, so saturated that yeah, what are we gonna do? Um, they've had some great actors in that, and not even their great acting could overcome the writing. That's sad, isn't it? When you have great acting and great voice acting, and even that just it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Um, yes, sir. I did see the old Planet of the Apes, the original in the 60s. It was fire. Um, but again, that was when you didn't rely on special effects. You had to rely on the acting and the writing. And maybe that's what it is now, Grandizer, is if you wrote a movie or if producers wrote a movie or writers wrote a movie and said, don't even worry about the CGI. Let's just write a movie without CGI, and then we'll put in the CGI where we need it. What kind of movie would that be? I think it'd be a lot better. But as it stands, and that's one of the reasons the DCU sucks so much, is because, in my opinion, they write for CGI. They write specifically for CGI instead of just saying, "Hey, this we're going to write the story, and then wherever we need it, we'll put in CGI." And maybe that's why Avatar is so good because, like, look, we know it's going to be CGI anyway. We're just going to write the story, and it takes forever to get another one, but right. But there you go. Um, the MCU, I need them to do better. And I'm going, and I wanted to say this earlier, and now I get to say it because it's my podcast. Um, Blade. So Blade has been um postponed indefinitely. Look, here's what I'm going to say about that. I blame not only the studio, but I have to blame Wesley Snipes. Why am I blaming Wesley Snipes? Wesley Snipes won't just let go of it. There's a point we just got to say, okay, it's done. I've done it. They could have reprised his role and said, hey, I'm handing the mantle off to Mashallah Ali and be done with it. But the whole there's only one blade. Oh, man. Come on. What are we doing? Just I like we've been like they just tease us. It's a carrot with a stick, right? With this blade thing. I'm just done with the blade. So whatever. J-Stogs, you know what I wish we could see a rise in, but it may be too much for this time. Black exploitation movies, but of the 70s, man. Listen, so there was one. Um, oh, what was it called? So it was Michael Jai White. Um, he did one in the maybe it's maybe about 7 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, called Black Dynamite. And actually, from that movie, they made a cartoon. And it was voiced by uh, Michael J. White as well as Tommy Davidson. Um, and I can't remember her name, but you want to talk about low budget black exploitation? Check out Black Dynamite. It is all of that. That's going to be a great one for you. You'll love it. Um, I mean, it has like bad editing, mics in the boom mics in the scene. Uh, you'll like it, man. Black Dynamite. I love that low budget rawness, unpolished on these movies. Some of them know them exactly, exactly. They were spot on for not being on the spot. Um, oh man, come on! Do you remember Dolomite? You can see the mics and exactly. This is exactly what it is, man. Yeah, Dolomite was one of my favorites. The, the hamburger pimp. You got me dying over here, Grandizer. Yes, you know what? we'll definitely have to do like a top 5 blaxploitation or just remember the blaxploitation movies, because that scene right there, that's a good one. That is a good one. He had the white shirt and he hustle up. Oh my gosh, the hamburger pimp. Um, but no, I was really big into blaxploitation. Still am, right? And in this day and age, you can't do it. I just can't. You can't do it because we're so PC, right? And so everyone is going to get upset. Or somebody's going to get upset. Either they're going to get upset or someone's going to get upset for them. So you can't say what you can't have comedy, like you did then. I mean, look at Coming to America too. It was okay, but it wasn't what it was or could have been, because everyone gets sensitive. So, and that's fine, whatever. Just understand the art suffers because of that. So, yeah, that's a good one. I'm definitely going to go back, watch some Dolomite. Man, I got a full slate this weekend. You know what? Thanksgiving's coming up next week. So what we're gonna do, Grandize, we're gonna run this back, right? And we're gonna say, hey, what are we watching this Thanksgiving? And it doesn't matter what it is, where it is, we're just gonna put it on the list and go for what we know. And maybe it's just 10 minutes long. Who cares? But we're just gonna run the list. Make sure you have yours. I'm gonna have mine. Um, but yeah, that's some fun stuff, man. That's definitely some fun stuff. Look, make sure you check me out, the Buff Nerd Podcast. Again, hey, if you want to drop in, hit me up. Hit me up in the chat. I might send you a link, and you can hop in, and we can do the thing. Sugar Hill with the late great Tom Pedro called. Oh man, uh, yeah, Sugar Hill was. Oof, that's a deep one right there. That's a deep one. That's a deep cut. Um, but yo, we definitely will run it back. Again, I'll hit you that. I'll send you that link. You can hop in, be part of the crew with the Buff Nerd. J-Stogs, let's go. Hey, thank you for joining in. Appreciate you putting eyes on. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this podcast with everybody, especially all your nerd friends. Because guess what? There's nothing wrong with being nerd. Nerds live, they love, and they laugh. Thanks for being in. Make sure that you hit us up. Peace.